occupied East Jerusalem. Well, let's bring in Nizar Farsak for more out of Washington. He's a lecturer of international affairs at George Washington University. Nizar, thank you very much for your time. Where does this readiness to positively reach a deal by Hamas, which is exactly word for word what they're saying, where does that leave Antony Blinken now after he's been so insistent that Israel's committed to this deal and that it's Hamas that needs to come to the table?
That is right. What your correspondent mentioned is true. The fact that Blinken has been consistent in pointing the finger at Hamas, while at the same time he's currently sitting with Israeli officials trying to sell, in theory, the Israeli proposal. The reservation that Hamas had, the modification that Hamas is suggesting, is one of those things that is a detail that falls within the ambiguity, because Rafah itself is a city and borders Egypt, so it's connected to the Philadelphi corridor. So that article that says that Israel is to withdraw from Palestinian centers means that they would need to withdraw from Rafah. But I could see how the Israelis would argue that they do not need, or that article doesn't mean that they need to withdraw from all of the Philadelphia corridor.
And would you say, Nizar, that the Biden administration's insistence that it's Hamas, not Tel Aviv, resisting this proposal, a means of deflecting criticism away from Israel, or more accurately, should I say, even the US and its part in this war on Gaza?
I think all of this rhetoric is to sell the agreement or the ceasefire plan or proposal to the Israeli government, so that the Israeli government looks like its interests are protected, and the U.S. stands with it. So the U.S. is sensitive to the fact, or is aware of the fact that this Israeli government is very sensitive to its optics. So it wants, or it needs to look like it is in charge and it is defending the Israelis and defending Israeli interests. So I think a lot of this rhetoric has to do with the optics that the Israeli government would need in order to be on board.
And Nizar, realistically, in your opinion, how far away from a breakthrough are we here now?
It does look like the 11th hour if they manage to iron out this detail, because I could see how the Israeli government can argue that this is a modification and it's not the same agreement or proposal that was suggested. But at the same time, it is very worrying that the Israeli government does not explicitly state its position and only speaks through the American Secretary of State. So that is something that is worrying, because you can never pin down Israel on a specific announced position.
Nizar, we really appreciate your time. Nizar Farsak speaking to us live from Washington, D.C. there.